Hey! Welcome to the fabulous West Coast. It's Dustykatt, being an idiot again. And it's a 30-second delay, so you guys are seeing me screw up for 30 seconds before I turn the stinking mic on. It's been a while. That it has. It's been a while. So, of course, I'm going to make mistakes. Of course, I'm going to make mistakes. Why? Because I'm the cat, and I do those things. So, how's everybody out there? I see Hooli. I see Flair. How you guys doing? Gladys, thank you for coming. Yes. How has the old crowd been? So, I am here by myself. Screwball has gone off to do what Screwball does. So that is off somewhere. He's at Warframe Con, I guess, this weekend. Warframe. Yes. You have audio now, Flair, because I'm an idiot. Yes. So, yeah. How's everybody doing out there? We're here for Horses at HAHcon for Crown Prince, and we're actually raising money for a very great cause, which is the arts program Upstream Arts. They've been going for 10 years. They're in the Chicago area, I believe. Yes, and they do art programs for adults and at-risk kids. So if you go over to Horses at HAHcon.online, online, you can actually order a poster, and all the proceeds from the posters go to, of course, 10 Upstream Arts. So that would be great, and I might actually kick some stuff in a little later tonight when some more people show up. There's probably like 4 people here or something watching this thing. I have no idea. 38 people. 38 people are watching. Awesome, mate. Thanks for coming. Say, yeah, Meg, what you doing, buddy? How you doing out there? I am here. Yes, the PR is floating here. I need to actually do something. I need to make you a mod somehow. I have no idea how to do that. See if we can do it. Crusader, how you doing? How do I do that? I have no idea. Oh well, if anything happens, let me know in the chat. We'll figure it out. How's everybody doing tonight? How's the con been going for you guys? This online con. I'm not talking about BronyCon. Those guys. BronyCon. Yeah. Watching the race there, Fire, huh? Yup. Howdy, Cruz. Nice to see you, too. So a lot of people have been wondering what Dusty's doing lately. Well, Dusty did a lot of things. So Dusty had a sports drink project that he did. So this horse fame. I mean, this is the very last can of the stuff. I have no idea if I'm going to do it again because we had trouble selling it at a convention. Because you're not supposed to sell drinks in the dealer's room. Who knew? So we almost didn't sell enough of it to pay our money back. But I don't know. If we do it again, I'll probably have to sell it online and mail it. Second thing, of course, everybody knows that I finished this baby. The guitar. Yes. So she sounds pretty good. Not bad. This thing was a pain in the badukas to make. Between me not knowing what I was doing, because unknown to me, Flying V's have 2 scales. Gibson scale, which is shorter, and Fender scale, which is what this is. And the one I was trying to mock it off of, which is, of course, the Sunset Shimmer guitar, was a Gibson, because it had this style of pickguard on it. And they didn't make the style of pickguard in Fender scale. So I had to make my own. So check out my YouTube channel if you want to see how that went. Of course, I almost cut my fingers off, if you really want to see something cool. But yeah, so making this guitar was pretty fun. In fact, it was so much fun, I'm doing it again. Yeah. So this one is actually in Gibson scale. I did have to do a little woodworking here to make the right pickguard, make it look right. This was cut a little deep, and there's a couple other dings and dents and things that needed body filler. This one's gonna be black. So every little nook and cranny in this thing needs to go. You know, I gotta get everything out of this. So I'm gonna be sanding this thing for a month before I put a guide coat on it and see if I've missed anything, and then go back and do it again. The neck is on its way from China, of all places. We'll see if that fits, and then we'll have to put it on. I don't know if you guys want to watch me build another guitar, so I'm not actually filming this one. I will probably just be putting up pictures on my Twitter so that you guys can see it. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? James Justice is here. Nice to see you again. So, yeah. So once I get the neck on it, and we'll get that set up, and I actually had to fill the holes that they drilled in this because they were stinking off. Freaking Chinese can't even figure out how to drill holes straight. But yeah, just another piece of poplar. It's kind of cool. Got more parts coming for that. I'm in the middle of another guitar build. I'm also building a speaker cabinet to go with this guitar. It's gonna have orange Tolex and all that stuff. I don't know. You guys want to like have me videotape making the speaker box, because that's different anyway. How to put Tolex on and things like that. Hi, all you 45 people out there. Thanks for coming to watch. It's just me hanging out. I thought maybe I would get like a guest or something, but then I found out that TrotCon stole all my guests. TrotCon. Yeah, stole all my guests. All of them. The 3 people I wanted to call gone. Thanks a lot. But yeah, so now you get the boring Dusty just sitting here doing anything. But I got a couple of things that I might, might give away a little later tonight. So, we're going to be here for about an hour, another 50 minutes. So I got a couple of things here, like these special comic books that I ended up getting. This one, of course, I had for a little while. This one is, of course, the Dana cover. But not only did I pick up an extra one of these, but you'll notice that this one's signed by Mr. Price. I love this cover. This cover's awesome. I mean, if anybody doesn't remember little books, they're really great. But of course, Indie PopCon had another Andy Price cover, which has actually Tara Strong's OC on it, amazingly enough, which is a very fun cover for the latest issue that just came out. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, later in the evening, pick a number, okay? And then you guys, however many viewers we have at that time, I will pick a number from those viewers. And then whoever picks that number, I will pick you, and you can contact me on my email, and I will ship you those comic books. How's that sound? So what I'd really like you guys to do is go buy a poster so that the arts programs can actually take off in Chicago. That would be awesome. So, yes, that is a Horse Fame beverage. Ooh, fancy, yes. Metro Detroit Bronies, nice to see you guys. Silver Eagle, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yes, that's the Horse Fame beverage. Who else we got here? Flair, James, Magnuson, what's up, buddy? Let's see, Cruise Air, awesome. All you other people, I know there's other people in here. There's 46 people. Get in the chat, see what's going on. Let's see what else I got going on. Of course, when I was at home, I ended up getting drafted into the Halo group. They gave me a nice helmet, which is kind of cool. They're pretty neat. Oh, I gotta dust this thing. It's been in my closet for a little bit. They ain't gonna like that. Not keeping my gear tidy, as it were. It's really cool. It's actually all foam and built off of a motorcycle visor, which is kind of cool. I look kind of weird in it. There you go. These guys were in the latest Bronies React, and it was pretty cool. They are funny guys. So that's going on. What else is going on? I'm getting ready for HAHcon. Oh my God, HAHcon of all things. I have no idea what I'm gonna do going to freaking Germany. Hey Keyblade, how you doing? The one, you can't charge your phone unless you get or a special charger for German energy. Euros. Where do I get any euros before I get to freaking Germany? I have no idea. So I'm like freaking out about going to Germany in 2 weeks of all things. trying to get everything done. Of course, I'm taking Commander Easy Glider with me, so he's got to get all cleaned up. The guitar is coming with me, so I'm getting all that taken care of. Rebecca Sochette's going to be there, so I got to have her sign the guitar and check all that stuff out. So that's going to be fun. Let's see. Yeah, it does. Let's see. What else is going on? I don't know. What do you guys want me to say or do? I didn't think this thing through too well. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, if anybody is actually at BronyCon, you can go down to Equestria Plush. Check out this. Check this out. Equestria Plush is selling these babies for me, and they gave me a whole little corner of their table to put the plushes on that they're selling, and that's awesome. I mean, if you're at BronyCon, you can pick one up from Equestria Plush, but if you're not at BronyCon, you can pick one up from Rabbit Valley Comics, or rabbitvalley.com, I believe. They are selling them on their website for me. So they have 20, and they have 30, and BronyCon, they got 60. So hopefully we sell out at BronyCon, because I have a loan I have to pay back. If not, then pick one up at Rabbit Valley Comics, and they'll mail it to you. So, and I do have some more here in the garage for going to Nightmare Nights. They'll be at Nightmare Nights. And of course, I might ship some to some other conventions if somebody will sell them for me. So if you don't feel like you've missed out, there's still some. I'm not going to dance with a lampshade on my head. I don't have any lampshades. And this, one thing, this is metal and glass. I'm not putting that on my head, okay? It will cut me. So, no, not happening. Oh, the Flair. Oh, okay. Flair wants to talk about the Smart Doll. Okay, let me get this off of here. Boink. So yeah, Kitsuna. Hi, baby. Come on down here. Yes. Let go of him. Come here. Yes. So the story behind Kitsuna. So I've been pining, if you want to say that, for one of these awesome dolls for a couple of years now. They're really, really nice. They're like 60. Look how tall she is. That's like 60 centimeters. Fully posable. All the stuff. You can get different hands for them. You can get different wigs for them, different clothing, all that stuff. Okay, yes, I'm a manly guy. I like dolls. Shut it. But she's really, really nice. The thing is, she's utterly, weirdly expensive. Of course, for a doll of this quality, you would think so. So I'd pined over one for a while. And my buddy James, if anybody was at BronyCon last year, was one of the gentlemen that was on my How to Be Manly in the Modern Age panel. So after the convention, we were sitting at the Hilton, waiting to go to our airports. And he came up to me to thank me for having him on my panel. So he said, "What do you want? I'm going to Japan. I know you love Japan. What do you want?" I said, well, I didn't want him to get me anything, of course. I was just very happy that he was on my panel. So I said, just to sort of get him to go, not to go away, but just to tell him that, you didn't have to get me anything, right? I pull up the website on the hotel computer of these guys. So, and I love this girl. So I said, that's what I want. And he saw it was 65,000 yen. And if anybody wants to do a calculation just to figure out how much that is, it's a lot of dough. And he said, okay, which one? I said, well, I'm go, that one? He goes, okay. He starts writing down what it is. I said, and where's the store? And I showed him the map. He said, oh, I know what that is. Okay, cool. I said, really? He said, yeah, don't worry about it. And I didn't think about it again. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God. He's actually going to get it. And sure enough, about 3 or 4 months later, I get a picture texted to me of him buying her at the store in Tokyo. And I'm going, oh my God, really? He did. And so he actually wanted to physically give her to me instead of mailing her. And he's in Utah and didn't go to any of the latest conventions. So we missed out on Everfree Northwest. He didn't have a chance to go to Everfree Northwest. So a couple of weeks ago, he said he's going back to Japan, so we really needed to do this. And he said, why don't we meet in Vegas? because it's about 500 miles for him, 500 miles for me. So I said, okay, sure, that'd be great. I need to get out on my motorcycle anyway. So sure enough, after work on a Sunday, because my weekend's Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, I go back to work on Wednesday. So I take off from San Jose at like 4 in the afternoon on Sunday. And I jump on my bike and I ride to Las Vegas. And sure enough, I turn on 15 to go north, and it's 10:30 at night, maybe, and it's still 90-something degrees in the desert. So I'm like blasting into Vegas at like 2:30 in the morning, and get there. My friends are there. I crash at their house. I get up the next day, and that was the evening we were going to meet. We were going to meet at actually right next to the Riv, right there at the restaurant. And he ended up having to do some work for his mom on a spreadsheet or something, got tied up in it, and couldn't actually leave until the next day. So instead of meeting him at 7 p.m. at night on Monday night, I met him for breakfast on Tuesday morning. So I didn't get to leave Vegas after, he gave her to me and we said our goodbyes and had our breakfast until about 11:30 in the morning. Now, everybody remember how hot it was a couple of weeks ago in Vegas? Yeah, it was about 113 degrees in Vegas when I left. I was like, holy moly, that was hot. Going right down 15, trying to get to California so it would start cooling off. So I get to Four Corners, right near Boron, and it's still 107. So we stop and get drinks, and I take off again. And by the time I made Central Valley, I-5 headed north to San Jose, it was only in the low 90s. I'm going, wow, that's great. Only low 90s. It was crazy. Crazy. Why don't you just sit right there? Yes, sit right there. Okay. No? Yes. Awesome. Any other questions? Yes, it was the desert. It was the desert. Yes, it was. So, actually, we're going to put you back up there. There we go. Awesome. Yes, they are very, very expensive. So that's why I hadn't gotten one in ever. Yes. What else up there? Hey, Jack. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you, bud. Random at HAHcon. Will be at HAHcon. Yay! Awesome. We'll see you there. Well, yeah, check out, Silver, check out the Smart Doll webpage. They're really, really high quality, high end fashion dolls. And it's a thing. Ball jointed dolls have been a collector's thing for years and years and years. It's just they're one of the highest end of the ball jointed dolls in the world today. The gentleman who made them, Danny Chu, basically built his company from the ground up. And he's just a guy to look up to, who saw something he wanted and went and did it. So check out that whole website, and you'll see all about it. Let's see, anybody else? Oh, 10 more messages. Yes, I'm missing BronyCon just as much as you, buddy. Yeah, I missed doing the charity auction. One of my favorite charity auctions to do is BronyCon, because there's so many awesome people to play off of. The crowd is awesome to joke with. It's really cool. I love doing their charity auction. I love the charity auctions in general, but BronyCons is so big to do. It's so much fun. It's just really great. Hey! I'm watching. I just don't have a username ground. Hey, my good buddy, Mick Collins, lead singer and lead destroyer with the band The Dirt Bombs. Check them out on YouTube. Is actually watching. So it's really great to see you, Mick. I miss you. I wish I could have gotten to New York this year. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'd be one of those things where I really need to build you a guitar, don't I? Yes. We need to talk about me building you a guitar. I think you wanted like 3 single coils or something like that. So we have to come up with a body design for you, I think. Don't you think? I'd love to see you wreck one of my guitars. Now, the thing with Mick, I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? Back before I got into any fandoms whatsoever, I was an artist doing anthropomorphic stuff. And Mick, my friend, and I were one of 4 guys two or four guys that started an an apazine, which is basically before internets. You basically drew stuff, made copies, sent it to a central mailer. They put it all together and sent it back to you. It was a big club kind of thing. So we were two guys that were in that. And he wrote stuff and wrote music and all kinds of stuff for that. And I did art. And it was great. And I went down to Detroit to meet him because he lived in Detroit and I lived north of Detroit. And it was really, really fun. We actually did a song together once, which is out there on the web somewhere. It's a lot of fun that we had way back in the day. And I hadn't seen him in like forever. I mean, it must have been like, 10, 12 years or something. So the first BronyCon I went to, which was New Jersey, right? And so I'm there a day early, and I'm bouncing around, Grand Central, right there in New York. And he notices on my Twitter that I'm downtown, and he goes, "Hey, jump the A train, come out to Brooklyn." I'm going, my phone's about to die. And I was going, "Okay, where do I get off?" He says, "Well, get off at this and I'll meet you there." Okay, so I jump the A train and I get off and I get out of the subway and I come up the subway and I'm going, wow, I am in New York now. This is freaking New York. Not that glitzy downtown, where, Central is. No. I am now in Brooklyn. And I'm like the whitest white boy in the world, waiting for my good friend Mick, who just happens to be black. But I'm leaning up against a tree trying to look as tough as possible. Because I don't want anybody coming up and even talking to me here in Brooklyn, because it's freaking Brooklyn, New York, right? And I'm like the whitest white boy. And there's nobody else. There's not another white guy in sight. And all of a sudden I see Mick. Mick is Mick. He's just bopping along. He's like, bop, 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 bop. He's like drumming on his thigh like he does. And he comes up, he gives me the biggest freaking hug. And it's like, this is great. I haven't seen him forever. Mick, what are we going to do? Oh, let's go find a bar. Awesome. So we go find a bar at like 3 in the afternoon. I don't even remember. And we sit there and we're drinking and telling stories. And I'm telling him what's going on with me. And he's been telling me what's going on with his music and all kinds of stuff. And it's great. And we blow through a couple of hours. Then he has to go get ready to DJ that night somewhere in Brooklyn. So we have to clear our tab and whatever. He goes over to the ATM to get some money. And the bartender comes over and he says, "Is that Mick Collins?" I said, "Yeah." "You know Mick Collins?" "Dude, I love the Dirt Bombs." I was like, Mick, my friend, Mick, yeah. It's story time with Dustykatt tonight, people. Story time with Dustykatt. We're 23 minutes in, and here we are. Hi, sweetie. How you doing, babe? Noble Bull Shark. That is true. It is. Yep. Let's see. The rest of my house is as ponyful as part as we can see. Yes, I have ponies everywhere. My room, you don't even want to know my room. My room is full of ponies. They're silver. What else here? Eat index, nods. You cry together. I miss BronyCon. Yes, we miss BronyCon. Yes, we do. How many? 68 people. 68 people watching. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for all those people who just got here. Yes, I know you were coming from other streams that just ended, but here we are. I'm just messing around here, waiting for anybody to ask me a question so I can tell you a story or anything like that. Anybody else want to know anything from the life of Dusty? We're about a 30-second delay, too, so. Parched. Rainbow. 4 new messages. Who said what? Story time is best. Yes, it is, James. Stories are all what we need. Did you ever build a guitar? No, I didn't build a guitar for Ashley Ball, because Ashley Ball doesn't play guitar that I know of. She plays flute. I can't really carve a flute from wood. Well, I could, but I don't know how. I didn't know how to build a guitar either, so who knows? I kind of miss Screwy. Do you guys miss Screwy? I kind of miss Screwy. Because normally he would jovially bop in here in his high voice and just start chuckling, and everything would be cool. And I could bounce stuff off of him, and he could bounce stuff off of me, and I sort of miss him. I do. So I just want you guys to know I miss Screwball pretty bad. So, anybody else? As someone who doesn't classify as a brony anymore, I want to know how you stumbled into it. How did I stumble into it? Well, I got yanked into it, actually, because a bunch of my friends were watching it. And I was working in Nevada at a place that built motorcycle parts. Basically, it was the depths of the recession. And I had to leave San Jose and leave my friends and go take a job in Nevada because I basically was out of work and couldn't find any work. So for a year, I was squatting in a house I couldn't even move into. The guy who hired me was selling this house, and he said I could use it until I got on my feet. And then when I got there, he immediately put the whole shop on 32 hours a week instead of 40 at $12 an hour. Yeah, I couldn't get off my feet for anything. So I would ride my motorcycle or drive my truck back here to San Jose, and we'd play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. You know, shake the dice. I'm an old school dice roller. So one evening, after like a long thing, hey Tug, you there? Hey, that was Tug, my good friend Tug. So basically they say, hey, 1 a.m. in the morning, we're going to watch this show. I said, what's this show? My Little Ponies. Yeah, I'll go to sleep. No, you need to watch this show. And all my friends have known me forever, and they know what I like. And I said, okay, we'll give it a shot.
I know what you like.
Well, yes, you know what I like. Yes. Of course, that's Carradine. So they sit me down. We watched the first one, which is the first half of Nightmare Moon, and I'm going, that wasn't half bad. Let's watch the second half. So we watched the second half, and before we know it, we watched all 7 episodes that were out at the time. And it's like 5 in the morning, and oh well, there goes sleep. And then I was basically hooked. Yes, it was the heroin. Ponies all the time. And basically it helped me realize that I needed to get the heck out of Nevada, get back here, and get my life back in order. So basically I was just wallowing in depression. The doll moved? Maybe she's alive. You never know. Did I ever talk to the kid whose parents explained? No, I actually never did. Hey, Tug. How you doing, buddy? I hear you're barbecuing over there. Save me some. Recently saw a video featuring you that beat the living out of someone over spaghetti. Well, actually, that never happened. Okay? I didn't actually... out of anybody. That was, 3 BronyCons ago now. It was just a bunch of punks playing a prank because they knew that I didn't like the whole spaghetti thing. It had been going on the entire weekend. And all I did was move a kid out of the way and shove him, basically after they assaulted me. And no punches were thrown. There was a bunch of yelling and shouting. And their video was cut to make them look awesome and make me look like an idiot. And some things happened in that video that they cut out. And if they were as innocent as they think they were, I don't think they would have pixelated their faces either. But you know what? That's water under the bridge. We actually used that to raise $5,000 worth of food donations at Nightmare Nights that very same year. So, you know what? I'm over that. Long over it. Yes, a nice break from the news in Texas, isn't it, Hooli? It's a nice break. David Beckham is our guitarist. Yeah, Dave. Met Dave. Dave is awesome. Dave Beckham is awesome. What else is going on here? 6 more messages. What's going on? Hi, baby. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, check it out. She came to get on camera. Yeah. How you doing? Huh? You're just looking for a lap is what you're looking for. I know. Yes, Widget. This is Widgie. Hi, Widgie. How are you doing? Yes. You just want to sit there while I do my thing? Awesome. 21 pounds of brisket. You better save me some. Okay, after work, I'm stopping at your house. Yeah, brisket. Now, you know what? That's my cheat day, too, so I can actually have some. What's else going on? Let's see. Hello. What do you think of the most disappointing episode of... What do you think is the most disappointing episode of MLP? Well, you know what? I don't think there's any really, quote-unquote, disappointing episodes of MLP. Sure, there's better episodes of MLP than others, but every time I get to watch ponies, I smile. every time. It doesn't matter, what some people think of some episodes. It doesn't matter that, every time I watch the damn show, I smile. Every time. It doesn't matter. I will sit down and I will have my cider or my water or whatever, and I will sit down and we'll watch ponies, and it will make me feel better. Every time. Sure, there's better episodes than others, but I don't think there's a really quote-unquote disappointing episode out there. Sure, there's some episodes that have come out that people wish you had gone a different way, but you know what? Your headcanon was squashed and it went in this other direction, so embrace it, because maybe that's canon now. So, we have to remember, people, this show is really for kids. I mean, sure, they do a lot of things. They do a lot of things that don't dumb it down to kids, which is awesome. But remember, this show is not Ben-Hur. This show is for the demographic. So they're going to have to do certain things that adults are going to say, well, they could have done that better in an adult sense, right? For your adult sensibilities, it could have been a little bit deeper. But it doesn't have to be that deep. It can be medium deep and still be happy, okay? So don't stop harping on the show. Stop harping on DHX. Stop harping on all of the writers. Sure, they might have done something a little bit differently than you thought, but guess what? They still have to have the Grand Poobah Hasbro approve everything they do. So it could be Hasbro putting that stuff in. They do the best they can with what Hasbro wants to get done. Okay? So stop harping. Have some fun. What else is going on? Most rewatchable. Most rewatchable. I like that. You know what? Winter Wrap-Up. I can watch that thing anytime, any day. Winter Wrap-Up is probably one of my favorite rewatchables. May the Best Pet Win. One of my favorites. Absolutely. I'm starting to be able to watch Newbie Dash. First time when Newbie Dash came out, it was difficult to watch, but now I'm starting to get it a little bit better. Of course, it was for a kid who was, that bullied kid on a sports team. It was tough, but that's my sensibilities. That's my inner turmoil, as it were. Not so much the show, but I'm starting to be able to watch it more often. Hi, baby. Yes. Can we harp on that? What else is going on? I'm happy they made Daring Do real. Yeah, you know what, James? I'm pretty sure that we're going to have another Daring Do soon, too. So hopefully we get that. What else we got? Flare Cobra. How did it start, such as Cleveland having a major championship? Oh, my God. Cleveland in a championship. Pfft. What's my favorite episode and why? Favorite episode. Oh, God, there's so many. So many nowadays that are just really good episodes. I'll always be a Nightmare Moon fan because it basically was my gateway drug. So I love the two-parter Nightmare Moon. I mean, even though it was so early in the series. Of course, Rarity singing Art of the Dress. That episode is so freaking awesome. That episode let everybody know that this show was going to be different. That this show was going to have some meat on its bones. So I love that episode. I would probably have to say that. Yeah, those two. What are you doing licking my hand? God, what? If you claw me one more time, don't, okay? You may lick my hand. No. Ow! Ow! Go. You're done. Too excited. Go bye-bye. Ow. Cats. Who'd have thought? Let's see. Who else is in here? What we got? Well, 83 people. Wow. Thank you, everybody else who showed up. 83 people. Get in the chat. Talk some. Let's see. Could you use a new co-host for Stay Burning My Friends? You know what? I don't know what I'm going to do with Stay Burning My Friends yet. People have been asking me, Dusty, when do you bring it back? Stay Burning My Friends. I don't know. Honest to God truth, I don't know. I'm telling you guys the truth. When Screwball had to drop out, I went into a very serious depression. Very serious funk. Probably for the first month, I was probably inconsolable about it. Screwball and I went through a lot together. With the show, at conventions. He's sort of like my second little brother. You know, I do have a little brother, but Screwball is sort of like a little brother to me. And knowing that I wasn't going to see him every other week for the next ever, really, really hurt. It really hurt. And to tell you the truth, I still miss him. So it's, I don't know if Stay Brony, my friends, could actually come back the way it was before, because he was as much a character on that show as I am. Sure, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of great guests. And some of you may have noticed I'm putting the old shows up on YouTube, one a day, one every couple of days, until I get them all under my control, because right now more than half of them are still on the Everfree Network channel, which could go at any minute, and I don't want to lose them, so I want to get them on my channel as fast as possible without throwing them down your guys' throat like a fire hose. So hopefully you guys won't, hurt me for throwing old shows up for a while. But I'm trying to come up with different ideas of what you guys want to see out of me, because I could do a show about the latest news in the fandom. I could do a show about some fan fiction that I like, or something, or just a show where it's like, okay, here's a fan fiction I read this week, here's an artist I found this week, here's what I think of this week's show, the My Little Pony show, here's a short interview with a friend of mine, or something like that. It wouldn't be like an hour and a half show, it'd be like an hour show. The hour and a half show was getting pretty long in the tooth, I think. I think that was way too long. We needed to cut that back a little bit. And of course, Joe Stevens is basically retired. So that show that bit is done. So that would easily be cut out. So trying to find a concept, if you want to call it that, a concept that one, I would be happy to do and have fun with, and that you guys would want to see. So I don't want to come out and just do something to do something. I want to do something fun that you guys are going to enjoy. So that won't make you bored. Hey Dusty, do you find it sad or even disappointing that so many content creators have moved on? I don't find it disappointing. I find it a little sad, because some of those people are my friends. And yes, they moved on, but they moved on to better things. Mando Pony is way more popular and good at what he does because he took a different direction, right? He started doing more stuff in other fandoms and has become better as a music artist because of what he does. And of course, we're going to be doing the Thatch and Dow project, if anybody remembers that. These two guys. I'm the cat, obviously. So that's coming out really soon. Probably within the next couple of weeks, episode 1 is going to hit. We finished voice acting it just last week, and he's cutting all of that together, and the art is getting done by Sipsy and Aaron. So as soon as the art is done, first episode's coming out. And he's now in the middle of writing episodes 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to go 10 episodes. So I was hoping to get him on here tonight to talk about it, but he's been busy. So we're not going to be able to talk about it tonight. But I'm really excited about that series because I get to sing in that series. It's going to be so great. And I get to actually get some input on the music, which is, me and Mando are really hitting it off on that series. So I'm really happy about it. Do you have any plans for building an AJ electric bass? I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about that, Laggert, about building that bass. But of course, it's a semi-hollow body with the F-holes. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do that in an electric. I might have to do fake F-holes where I route out a pocket and then put a veneer over the top where you got the F-holes in it. Something like that, maybe. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but I would love to do that. But if you look at AJ's bass, there's a lot of scroll work, and the neck has apples in it and all kinds of stuff. I've never done that. That's going to be like a year-long project of trying to figure out how to do inlays and stuff like that. That bass is like a monster. Voice acting, yes, I do have another voice acting project, which is sort of a secret right now, that I'm in. Very big names in the fandom are part of that. Can't say anything about it right now. So we're very early in production, or pre-production if you want to call it that. The script isn't even done yet. So yeah, I'm in a second one there. And of course, I'm still part of the TF2 group, so whenever they need me for the TF2, I'm there. The Australian, of course. Mm-hmm. Where do we catch these episodes? Jack, look up Mando Pony, Mandopony, on YouTube, and it'll be on his channel. Okay, so that's where those will be. So all of those will be on Mando Pony's channel. Let's see. Or that it means people who move on can never do the pony thing. No, people come and go out of the pony thing all the time, right? So just because they're not doing 100% exclusive pony stuff anymore doesn't mean they're not fans of the show or fans of things that are going on. I know for a fact, I had just had a conversation with Ellie Monty today, that, you know, even though she's doing all these other things and she's doing voice acting on other projects, she's still a fan of the show and she still calls herself a brony. So just because she's doing other things doesn't mean that she's not a fan anymore. So it just depends on the person. So let's see. What else is going on? Anybody else up here? 74 people watching. Down a little bit, but no big deal. Let's see. What else we got? I'm going to bring that one back up just because I love that picture. Because I'm bald in that one. One of my very good friends drew that for me. I should probably use that as my banner for my new show when I do a new show. Because I love that picture. Of course, Cheerly is my babe. Cheerly's my babe. Yep. Who else? Any more questions? Anybody got any more questions? We got like about 18 minutes left in this here stream. If anyone wants to ask me any more questions. Let's see. New people. Yeah, a lot of new people have come in. In fact, a lot of people, I've been putting up my old shows, and people are commenting on my YouTube channel. Like, I never knew you did this. Wow, this is a great show. Oh my God. So I've got a lot of new fans that don't remember these old shows. So putting them back up on my channel is actually a good thing, because a lot of my new fans are starting to see what we did before. And what's come before everything, you know what I mean? What do I think about the upcoming Equestria Girls movie? I'm excited about it because I love the outdoors, and I want to see what they're going to do with it. Are they going to do a Friday the 13th, you know, murder mystery kind of thing? Probably not. No. Could you see the Equestria Girls actually taking on Friday the 13th? Right? Where you've got, you know, Jason with the mask and a machete, and he's chasing the girls around, you know, Lake Wobbegomban or whatever, you know, or whatever. My cousin would love that because he's a huge horror fan. My cousin is so much into the horror, like I am into pony. He goes to horror cons. Really. He has like a room in his basement for all of his latex masks. I think he actually has a chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. I don't know. You think I'm weird? Whew. Runs in the family. What do you think we'll see in the second half of the season? You know, the only thing I really want to see in the second half of the season, I want to see Rainbow Dash and her flight jacket. That's what I want to see. Because now she has a flight jacket, right? So now they have to put her in the flight jacket. Continuity, people. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in the second half. And of course, we're probably going to get the great big huge ending with Chrysalis and the Changelings in the season finale. And I'm sure there'll be a Bronies React about it. And I'm sure I'll be in that one. I'm sorry I wasn't in the premiere, but between projects going on and getting this thing done and a couple other things, I bounced up against his hard set limit on deadline, and I couldn't make it in. But I will be in the next one, I swear to God. Yes, Everfree being a slasher flick would be hilarious, wouldn't it, Metro? Lawless asked, what gave you the inspiration to make Stay Brony, my friends? The inspiration for Stay Brony, my friends, actually came from Everfree Network. So Everfree Network came to me when I actually just popped into a live stream with Mando Pony, which was a live stream with Mando Pony, and this was after I did my Manliest Brony in the World video. And all of a sudden, the whole chat room just exploded. That can't be Dustykatt. Is that Dustykatt? Oh my God, Dustykatt's here. Oh my God. I was like, what the heck? I'm just here to listen to music. So, final draft, he yanks me into another room. And he starts talking to me. He said, hey, I've been trying to contact you. I was like, is it really you? I was like, yeah, it's really me. Yeah, it's cool. It's me. I had him call me, and I talked to him on the phone. He said, well, I want to see if you want to have a show on my network. What would I do? I don't know. Well, you can do whatever you want as long as it's PG-13 or G, because we don't want to screw Hasbro at the time, because Hasbro was being like that. I said, okay, well, I've always loved David Letterman. I always wanted to do a David Letterman style of show. So I said, okay, why don't I just do David Letterman, which is basically me interviewing people. Interview show. Yeah, let's do that. Awesome. Boy, it took a while to get off the ground because I was stiff. You see some of those early episodes, it's like, what do I do now? I don't know. But we had Pixel Kitties, and we had a whole bunch of really great shows early on. And the whole show just sort of like melded, and then I got Screwball after like episode 2, and we started having the banter back and forth, and it was really fun. Really fun. I always wanted to do it live. I always wanted to have Cyril the Wolf get together a 3-piece band so I could actually do it on stage with a couch and a table, and I'd have Screwball there, and we'd have people played on with music, and I'd have some banter with Cyril the Wolf. I always wanted that. I really wanted to do that at some point. That would have been so much fun, but it never happened. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen in the future. That would be fun. What games are you playing? Anything online? You know what? I'm not that much of a gamer anymore. I actually do all of my work on an iMac. So iMacs aren't great for gaming. They're very, very difficult to game on. I tried Left 4 Dead and had to like redo all the buttons for what they did, and I got lost and I got killed a lot. And Left 4 Dead 2, there's no practice round, right? There's no practice. You basically get thrown into a scenario with 3 or 4 other people, and if you stink, they'll tell you about it. And it's like, I'm trying to practice here, people. I don't know how to play the game. And all of a sudden, you get booted out of a game or people start yelling at you. It's like, whatever, I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I got Portal on Steam, but I haven't even opened it, I'm an old school console gamer. I think the last major game I played a lot of was the first Ratchet and Clank. But when I was really a gamer, I was on Genesis, Sega Genesis. I was doing a lot of Sonic back in the day. Yeah. Has there been any movies you went to see or seen? You know what? The last movie I went to see was Deadpool. I saw Deadpool last. There's a couple of movies I wanted to go. Oh no, I saw Zootopia, of course. Who didn't? Zootopia was awesome. Loved it. I only saw it once. AC, Race Best. Who saw it 37 other times for me? Yeah, I saw it once. Good movie. I'd see it again. I wouldn't do it as many times as AC did. I think he was doing that as a joke anyway. Secret Life of Pets looks kind of interesting, but I think it's more of a rental than it is go to see it in a theater. Can't wait to go see the new Rebel, the new Star Wars movie that's coming out. I want to see that really bad. What's my Steam account? You're on it. Or my Steam account. Dustykatt 1. Dustykatt 1 is my Steam account. But of course I don't play. So, I play TF2, trying to get the gist of that game, so when I was voice acting it, I could do it with some sort of authority. So that's kind of cool. What hobbies do I have that don't involve MLP? Well, motorcycling, of course. I love to ride my street bike. Ride my dirt bike when I can. I don't do it as often as I should. But yeah, dirt bike is there. Street bike is there. Building guitars is my new hobby. Building guitars is my new hobby, because this was fun. I do have to say it was a lot of work, but this was a gas. I really liked it, especially when it came together that last week. Just watching all that really come together was just awesome. The feeling of putting this guitar together was just incredible. So it was really a great thing to do. I think I want to do it again, which is what I'm doing again. So we'll get this one done, and then I'll make a base or something. I don't know. It's just something to keep my brain going. I love it. Let's see, what else? What about Sega CD? Never did that. Never did Sega CD. Independence Day, nah, it didn't look interesting at all. Didn't want to do Independence Day. Let's see. Anybody else got any questions for me? We got about 10 minutes left in this. I might stay over. Who knows? You know what? It's not like we got a room we got to get out of. Yes. And again, go to Horses at HAHcon. Confirmed for 2017. Yes. Horses at HAHcon.online. And you can get the poster, which is the charity for, of course, arts programming for youth, which is Upstream Arts. So pick yourself up a poster for the charity if you can. Let's see, how many people we got in the chat going anyway? We got 77 people watching. 298 views. Awesome! Awesome. Awesome. I might have to do this again. You guys want me to do this again sometime? You know, maybe once a month or something like that? Just what's going on with Dusty kind of thing. Maybe I'll do it after I get back from Germany. Yeah, and we'll talk about Germany. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun. Because I don't know if my phone is going to work in Germany, so I have to take all my pictures and like have a live stream. We'll talk about Germany. That would be cool. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else out there? Anybody? Anybody at all? La, da, 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 da. Am I still playing bass? Yes, I'm still playing bass. I should be playing bass more often than I am because I'm building guitars or something like that. But I should be playing bass more often than I am, but I'm not. I should, but I'm not. I should. But I am still playing guitar, or bass guitar, because I do love playing bass guitar. Am I going to San Diego in January? Don't know, Jack. Not sure. It depends how work goes. I'd like to go to San Diego in January. Again, it comes down to work. But if I am going, you'll know. If I am going, you'll know as soon as possible. Okay, so anybody else out there want to say something? Off fart? Ass fart. Ass fart. Ass fart, yeah. Yes. Post-con streams will be fun. Yes, they would be, Flair. Post-con streams would be awesome. So I think I will do that. I will do that. Anything else? What do you think of the new emoji ball things? These things? I got a couple. Of course, I've been looking for Rainbow Dash. And what do I get? First one I get freaking Spike. Spike. I got two freaking Twilights, but I didn't get any Rainbow Dashes. So if anybody finds a Rainbow Dash, let me know. I'll trade you a Twilight. What do I do for a living, Handy? What I do is I sell Harley parts across the counter. Actually, all parts. I work for a family business, and what they are is a motorcycle accessory and clothing store. So they sell all the riding gear, helmets, boots, tires, parts, all that stuff. So basically, they hired me as the Harley Davidson tech guy, information. But I can do it all. So I sell all the parts, I sell helmets, I sell clothing, all that stuff. So that's what I do for a living. It was a very difficult day today, by the way, because we were short 2 people, and it was a very busy day. So, yeah. Have I ever tried Rocksmith? No, I actually haven't. The problem I have with guitar, is I have a broken forearm. So I actually cannot turn my hand over to actually play guitar correctly. So if I want to turn my hand over to actually play the right chords, I actually have to turn my elbow in so hard that I can't actually play. So I would have to have my arm rebroken or reset, which is never going to happen. So I play bass because it's easier. But I build guitars because they're cool, and it's a lot of fun. Anybody else? Asphalt means exit. Those crazy Germans. Yes, of course. Asphalt means exit because it's farting. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. 80 people. 80 people out there want to see what I'm doing, which is what I'm doing right now. Dinner is really soon, though, and it smells great because Caradwin's cooking, and Caradwin's cooking is awesome. So, speaking of cooking videos, I have a couple of cooking videos in the idea phase. How many people would like to learn how to flip an omelet? Because it's really a skill. Are you selling what? What are the lines you do? They're gonna stink. Let's see. Are you selling the Dusty plushes online? Yes, Hooli, I am. If you go to Rabbit Valley Comics online, Google that. Rabbit Valley Comics. Right on the front page, you'll see this guy that you can pick up. And they will ship to you. So anywhere in the world. So check it out. The Lions are going to stink this year because they lost, half their freaking offense, and they brought in new people, and they lost half their defense. They brought in new people. Every time they do that, they stink. Yes, I'm 48 years old, and they've been to the playoffs twice in my lifetime. Stink. Yes, ass farts cracking me up too. What time is it? 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes left in this panel, unless anybody wants me to stick around. So anybody else? We got 79 people watching. People come and going, all the time. Anything else out there? Who else is collecting the comics? Aren't the comics doing great? I mean, I love the comics. The comics are awesome. This new thing where the girls actually get, they get angry at everybody, right? I wonder how that's going to turn out. So, can't wait for next month to find out if they fix it or not. Of course, Princess Luna is in the middle of it again. Thank you for bringing Luna back, because she's awesome. I love Luna. Let's see. Flipping an omelet. That sounds interesting. Yes, I was thinking about doing a flipping an omelet how to cook video, if people would like to see that. I mean, it might be... All right, Jack. Catch you later, buddy. How do I like season 6 overall so far? Season 6 is getting there. It's not the best season yet. I think season 4, maybe 5. But season 6 is finding its footing. It's a lot of new writers came in this year. So hopefully the second half of the season will, have those writers find their way a little bit. A couple of the early ones in season 6 were rough, to say the least. But still enjoyable. So hopefully we'll get into our groove by the end of the season. Are you still into wrestling? Kind of. I love Diamond Dallas Page because I do his yoga. So I'm pretty much an old school wrestling fan. The new school wrestling guys, John Cena is the only one I could watch. The rest of them I don't even care about. So don't care at all. Yes. What else? Can't wait for the second part of the preview. Look good. Pony Comics go by. Where is a good place to buy hard copy comics? Any of the good comic stores out there. In fact, there's a couple of great comic stores online where you can buy that stuff. Let's see. What else? What's going on? I think that's about it. Okay. We got 77 people watching. I'm pretty sure there's not that many people. Dubai. Brony Chef is here. Brony Chef is here from Dubai. Oh my God. Hey, Brony, did you ever get your ingredients, or did you fire that guy? Because get this, people. He had to go to Dubai, right, to cook. Man, that's a job, I'm telling you. He goes to Dubai to cook, and his sous chef forgets half the ingredients. Half the freaking ingredients he doesn't even bring with him. Oh my God. Yes, it was very tough. It was very tough to wrap Stay Running on Friends while the show is still going on. Yes, it was. Favorite episode, season 6. We already went over that. What are my hopes for the MLP movie? I'm just hoping it's good. Because they're bringing in all of these big name actors to do voices, and I don't know. Sometimes they do that because the story stinks, or they're just trying to sell the movie, or they're trying whatever. So I'm hoping beyond hope that they're doing something great. But because, Megan is in the middle of it, I've got high hopes that it's going to be something good. I have high hopes. Actually, I do. Yeah, I think Saddle Row Review is probably the best of 6 too, Cruz. Yeah, I think that's good. Yes. Brony Chef is actually working in Dubai. So, Ponies of Dark Water Part 2. Yeah, I can't wait for that one too. Key. Anybody else? What's going on? One new message. Whoa. Okay. So I told you guys I would give away these comics at the end of the panel. So we're gonna give these away right now. There are, let's see, 75 people. 75 people watching. I have no idea how many people are in the chat. So does anybody know how to find out how many people are in the chat? I don't know. Oh, where did my chat go? There it is. So I have no idea how to find out how many people are in the chat. So we got 77 people watching. So gang, I am going to pick a number. I'm going to pick a number right now. 1 to say 40. Between 1 and 40. Okay, number between 1 and 40. I got it. Okay, I got a number in my head. You guys start putting numbers up there on your chat, and when somebody gets the number, you win those comics, and then I'll ship them to you. Okay? So go. I have a number in my head, and I'm not going to forget it. And of course, it's a 30-second delay, so you guys have no idea what I'm saying until 30 seconds later. Yeah, Chris, I love it when all the main 6 get together in an episode. When they split a bunch of ponies off to do things, it gets kind of weird after they do so many of them. They got to get all the ponies back together. And I want to see more of Princess Celestia, damn it. This not writing a letter to Princess Celestia things needs to stop. Start writing letters again back and forth. Get her more involved, please. Ask them what, King? Ask me what? Remember, put those numbers up there, because I got a number in my head. Who wants to win the comics? Remember, a couple of these comic covers, you ain't going to get one signed by Andy Price and the other one's Indie PopCon. Holy, are you kidding me? Hoolicious? Just like that? 17? It's over, guys. It was like that. I swear to God, how did you know? Are we on a wavelength there, Who? Are we on a wavelength? Because Hoolicious picked it. 17. Wow. That was crazy. Well, I think you were like the third person to actually put up a number. Actually, the second person to put up a number was Hoolicious, and he got it. 17. Wow. 17. Hooli, you're the man. Okay. So you know how to get in contact with me, so send me an email, and I'll get those out to you, okay? So Hoolicious gets the comics. Right there. Hoolicious gets the comics. And with that, this panel is over. It's 9:03, so we got to skedaddle for the next. We have to vacate the room for the next panel coming in here at Horses at HAHcon. Yes, we do. Yes, there needs to be more Shirley too. Absolutely, Leeds. So we are going to say goodnight to everybody because dinner is happening and I'm starving, and I got to go back to work tomorrow anyway. So yeah, so Hoolicious already won, guys. Hoolicious won. So yep. So, Hooli, you get in contact with me, buddy, and we will talk about it and get you all that stuff. So, sorry about that, Chris. With that, hopefully you guys are having a great time here at Horses at HAHcon. Still some panels coming up to round out the evening. So, with that, I will let you guys know when I'll come back and do this again. Probably right after I get back from Germany, which would be the end of the month or beginning of next month. Okay, so maybe we'll do these once a month. So you guys get with me and tell me what you guys want to see once a month out of me, and we'll do this kind of thing just to keep everybody up to date on what I'm doing and my projects and my voice acting and all this other stuff. So yeah, Twitter me, Hooli, on all that stuff. So with that, we're gonna split. Thank you all for coming tonight. It's wonderful to know that you guys still want to figure out what I'm doing and what's going on in my life, and it makes me feel awesome. So I will catch you guys on the flip side next time. Love you.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.